If it's Wednesday, is Newsmaker Live. That's what Clinton Reynolds usually says, but he's not here this week. And I'm Jerry George filling in for him this week and next week. Today, we're looking at the National Community Foundation's telethon, which is on the 26th. And just before we went to break, I was saying to you that it would be nice if persons who have been assisted by the NCF would call in. I understand we have a caller. Good night.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Jerry George. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing, sir?
Very blessed.
Thank you for calling.
I just want to extend my thanks to the NCF by the encouragement that they give to persons to reach out to those in need and finding ways and opportunities to change their lives, as you have been discussing. And I remember I started my program assisting the underprivileged with a grooming service at the various schools around the island. And I must say I'm very satisfied with the assistance that they gave me last year. It shows the kind of encouragement that they give to persons.
Tell us a little bit about the grooming service that you mentioned. What does it do?
That grooming service is actually to assist these young men with a haircut for those parents who are unemployed, who don't have jobs. And you find some of these boys come to school looking really, unwell kept, especially with the hair and, they building their self-esteem. And now that I have now changed it into not just giving them a haircut, but lecturing them and educating them on proper hygiene. I also provide, roll-ons, soap, toothbrush, Colgate, and shampoo, and as well as trying to bring a basin to teach them how to wash their school shirts and school socks. So I think everything that we could try to encourage our young boys to be responsible for themselves at a very young age, we do so. And of course, it's also allowing us to recognize children who are infected in the scalp with ringworms and other scalp issues. So we show them it, we show them the infected scalps, we explain to them why their hairs have to be cut at the level at this present time. I know some of them are not really sometimes too happy with the hair going down flat, but after getting the haircut and realizing the work being done, and especially the marks, not fancy marks, but those edgy marks, then they are now, balling for the haircut the next time. So now we are at 1,170 boys out of 55 schools around the island, and I devote 3.5 hours of my business time every day of a school week and every month of a school term. And this is an ongoing program which has been going on for the past year and 5 months now. And I have every principal of these schools now to prove by reports that I show to those who assist us to help this program continue on its trail. So I just want to thank the NCF and let the viewers recognize that they are going in every little way to support persons, especially when it comes to the report. For sure, they always make sure that comes to them, because I have to prepare the report and show them where the monies went into. I show them all the supplies, etc. I give them my breakdowns so that the monies was not just it did not go directly to my business or enter into my pocket.
It was used for what it was intended.
Pardon, sir?
I say it was used for what it was intended.
What was intended. I must thank them for that opportunity, for giving me the kind of support to go out there and assist our youth in need. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
And as we've been, thank you very much. As we've been saying, for example, every little bit helps. And, it's just a small act of charity in teaching young men to groom themselves, and it works wonders. I've seen some of the photographs, of them getting their haircuts, and, from looking very shy to having smiles once that grooming has been completed. But how does somebody access the funds for any of their projects?
Well, it's a very simple process. They just walk into the NCF offices, which are on High Street, and make the application. And if it falls within the the mandate of the NCF, it will be looked at.
Are they required to bring in any sort of documentation?
Oh yes. Well, I mean, I suppose it depends a lot on the type of project. But in some instances, even with the request for health assistance, and there is a process by which approval. It goes to the committee approves it, and if it's over a certain amount, the board has to approve it. So there is a process, but nobody's turned away, and I think we should be encouraged to allow ourselves to come in and make a plea, and you will be listened to.
Okay.
I can assure you that. the staff will give you a listening ear, you know, and nobody should be afraid or anything to come in and speak to the NCF.
Okay. Remember, we are accepting your calls. The number is on the screen. We have Mr. Martin Weeks, who is the chairman of the board of NCF, and we also have Kayo, who is a hip-hop artist, and he is the headliner at the National Telethon. We have a call. Go ahead, please, caller.
Hi, again, Mr. Jerry George. I just wanted to say one more thing. We also show them, too, in the process, while we're doing the haircuts, how to cut hair as well, my wife and myself. So we provide them with the opportunity of training themselves on each other.
Oh, I see. Well. Very nice, very nice.
We do that.
Each one teach one, right?
Yeah. That's right.
Right, very good.
All right, so I just forget to say that. And as well, I also make my contribution from the very time the NCF started this stuff. I have always been making my contribution as well.
Thank you so very much. Yeah.
And we must emphasize that no contribution is ever too small for the magnanimous work that the NCF is doing, and every bit counts because the need is so great. Yeah. Now, Kia, I know it is a good thing to be home, and I could just hear the beach calling your name.
Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea.
Not to mention the wonderful scenery that's all around that you've missed for, since you went, since last year.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the idea that you mentioned concerning getting people together, I know it's formulating, but it will be nice to talk to a lot of young persons who have the notion that they want to be successful artists. I mean, and just getting them together, I think, will be a word of advice, as much as you can, will be an inspiration for them. So if you can do that, that will be a nice thing. I don't know if the NCF can at all facilitate that as part of the telethon in any way.
Well, what I think we should do, we have a extremely hardworking PR committee, which
very
is
true.
Yeah, which is
very true.
Which is through them, really, and through our guy Steve Etienne. You know, that's why Kay was here today.
Very
and
true.
I'm sure he would love to hear something like that, you know, and take it up. Yeah, because you know, Steve, whenever it's about development and whether it's personal or otherwise, he'll get involved.
It will be nice because you know, just some people feel I think. Either misguided or lost in, how do I, take another step to move to where I want to be? And I think just the encouragement would be very, very helpful.
And at least the information too. Like once they have the information, it's up to them to do something with it.
Okay, great.
You know
yes.
what I mean?
You see the way things operate, and I'm sure Kay will become aware of it as soon as if he's not aware of it, is that no matter whether he wants to believe it or not, he is going to be considered a role model. So like you say, encouraging others through through whether it be a symposium or through one-on-one is going to be part of the process. And I think it'd be nice for us to facilitate that. You know, I want to make the point also about, and maybe they can jump on board, the Ministry of Creative Industries. They have been excited about this telephone because of the essence of to buy St. Lucie. And they have
Mr. Wicks, could you just hold that phone? We have a caller. Okay, we sort of lost that caller, but I hope you'll call back. You're talking about creative industries and the ministry assisting.
Right. They got excited when they saw the theme for this national telephone being totally St. Lucian, producers, artists, band, everybody, and they've come out and sponsored. I think to the tune of over $10,000 to $15,000 the telephone to offset some of the costs.
Great.
Yeah. So it begs the first to understand now, where do we go from here? I mean, we've kind of whet our appetites, in the creative industries. So something strategic has to happen. And operationalizing it, is crucial. But
now, Kayo, the stage that you have now reached, right? And you have a team, I would imagine, around you that assists you, as you indicated.
Yes, sir.
How do you see yourself at all helping or contributing to St. Lucia moving ahead in that particular area of, the creative industries, music?
Well, I think I think the symposium, like that, what we touched on a little earlier, is something that I believe would really help. It kind of gives people, first of all, the information, which is key. Once you have that knowledge, then it's one step in the right direction. As far as, it's hard because, like I said before, everyone's journey is different. But having the information and having these doors in a way open to you, these sort of resources, is something that could help. And if that is the one thing that I could do, then I'm more than willing to do that.
Because even sharing information, as you indicated, of forming your own record label is of great assistance to anybody at this stage.
Not just forming your own record label, but knowing why you would form your own record label.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Positioning yourself,
Positioning yourself, how exactly that offsets your costs, how exactly that gives you more creative control over your product, how exactly everything is a little bit more in-house. Like, these are things that sound good and look good on paper, but people may not necessarily understand why these things are done. So that is really what, because I was one of those people, is the thing. Like, I grew up having these preconceived notions of what it is supposed to be to reach a certain level of success, and then reaching close to where I think I need to be and realizing that it's nothing like that. It's just the beginning, exactly. So it's really just educating yourself and trying not to, I really try to look at what I do as a job, whereas when I say that, I mean, I try not to get caught up in the image of what people think that it is, because it's the same 9 to 5 as anyone else. It's just maybe different hours and different, levels of effort or whatever that you have to put in. But it's a craft, it's a job, it's what you choose to do as a livelihood. And that makes you no less or more important than anyone else.
Indeed. One of the things I want to again emphasize is that it's not all about music. It's about family. It's about coming out, having a good time.
Definitely.
There will be food. There will be music. There will be a fashion show. There will be just a nice ambiance, a nice atmosphere where you can come in from, you say, 12 o'clock?
Yeah.
And, just have, will the beach be open? No?
That'd be nice.
If you want to ask any questions concerning the telephone that's coming up, by all means, the number is on your screen. Do so right now. We'll take a short break, but when we come back, we'll be wrapping up, and certainly we still have a lot more information to share with you about the upcoming NCF telethon. I'll be back with you shortly.
Yeah.